guys.
Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to the halfway mark.
Yay! Technically, the end of the hour is the halfway mark.
Shut up, Chris.
Oh, halfway through it.
Don't interrupt the important introduction
Anyway.
every single
Hi,
time.
Stream. Just a reminder, this is a relaxed performance, like all of our performances. That means the lights should stay like this. If they go off, then I will fix that straight away. But we won't have kind of simply stage lights. Also, there will be no sudden loud noises. If you need to leave and come back, then you're more than welcome to during the hour. And there's a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who would struggle to stay still and silent. If you needed anything like hearing Luke headset, I'm the person to ask. My name's Chloe. I'll be just over there. But for now, I will hand you over to our games master, Alex.
Hello. Yes, thank you. Yes, I am Alex, and I'm the Games Master for this, the hour that takes us to the halfway mark. What's going on? Well, welcome. This is Adventurers Wanted. For those of you who don't know, we are a tabletop role-playing game. What that means is that each person sat around the table to the sides of me is playing their own unique character. I, as the Games Master, will play the rest of the world. I will describe people, places, and things that they encounter. I'll tell them things that are happening or things that are occurring around them, things that they can see. And they will tell me how they'd like to interact with the world, and with the people within it. Occasionally, I will ask them to roll dice. Frequently, I will ask them to roll dice. And the success or failure that they have with rolling those dice will determine whether the thing that they want to do succeeds majestically against all odds or fails fantastically and dismally despite all of their years of training. It helps push the story forward, and it throws a little extra frisson of chaos and craziness into the world. Speaking of the story, all of our players are crew members aboard a naval research vessel known as the Spirit of the Horizon. On a recent mission, it was unexpectedly and magically transported to a completely new and unknown world. Now, the crew have to figure out how to get home, whether that be by fighting monsters, exploring islands, finding new allies, or by some other means as yet unknown. Most recently, they have found themselves aboard along a floating city known as Clathid. They have been invited there by a long-term ally of theirs, long-term being 3 weeks in this game, known as Candle. It is a city of secrecy and wizardry. Strange to find a city so full of magic users after weeks of exploring the world and finding so few. They're starting to understand perhaps why now. They have been brought here and asked to undertake a mission. One of the members of the leading council, the triumvirate who run the city, Fenlon, has been killed. They believe he has been murdered, and rumours fly around the city as to the possible perpetrators, the finger being most largely pointed in the direction of the School of Necromancy, and the head of the School of Necromancy, the obvious successor to the post of triumvirate, Grand Magus Balthiel, the head of the School of Necromancy. The players have made their way outside of the city gates and to the School of Necromancy, into his office, and through some negotiation and some intimidation and some general dastardly behaviour. There were 2 rogues at that point. Still are. They have engaged him in conversation, and they have been picking his brain about his dealings in the with the characters and with the deceased Fenlon. We pick back up, and all of the characters are in his office in the School of Necromancy. Recently, one of their member attempted to scry using the poison left over in one of the characters' systems to scry on an assassin. Which it had with some success. And that's where we're going to leap back in. Before we do, I'd like to go around the table, ask everyone to introduce themselves, the name of their character, what their character is, does, and how they would stand out, how people aboard the ship would know them or what they do. Starting on my left.
I am Mark. My character's a halfling rogue named Bally, who's responsible for all the ropes on the Spirit of the Horizon and is incredibly adept at both tying and undoing knots. He's absolutely caught up in the adventure as it unfolds.
Hi, I am Florence, and I'm playing Aya, a human rogue. She was a stowaway on this ship, but when they transported to this new world, she felt like she had to make herself known and has somehow found herself reluctantly as the chief scout.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm playing Sanguine. Sanguine is a very demonic-looking man-demon who isn't very bright.
We could do with scary people, I think.
I am very scary, but also a moron.
I'm Dom. I'm playing Elias Maudlin, who is a human cleric. He's from an aristocratic background. His family were all killed in civil strife, so he's got a bit of an axe to grind there. He's pretty misanthropic. The church took him in after his family were destroyed, so he's not the best cleric ever. And after moping around for months, they finally brought him passage on a ship to do some missionary work away from them.
And it's all gone horribly
It's
wrong.
all gone horribly wrong for him, and you can normally identify him by he's normally holding the hem of his rather expensive robes out of the mud and tutting at his surroundings.
A miserable cleric.
Miserable cleric.
Wonderful. We pick up, and Professor Charles and his human fighter bodyguard, Tamara, are swathed in the golden magical energy as you stand in the room of the office of Balthiel, head of the School of Necromancy. And then you see them out of existence, and in their place, instead, you see stood Elias, cutting a chipper figure, and next to him, a 7-foot-tall, horned, dreadlocked devil.
Sanguine. My name is Sanguine. Okay, good. Getting the hang of this now. Right, what are we killing?
No killing today.
Yep.
No killing.
Am I killing you?
Hold on.
Sanguine, have we met?
No. No. I was imprisoned in a gem until very recently.
Oh.
And then I was set free. Seriously, where are we? Did you just bang your head?
Yeah. Aya, Captain Golan made me the chief scout.
Excellent. I'm on the cleaning crew. AC's wearing a penny.
I used to be on the cleaning crew too.
Excellent.
Same.
Advancement is what I'm looking for. Start at the bottom, they said, and that's what I'm doing.
Sorry, what was
I'm Elias Maudlin.
Elias. Do we know
You are?
Aya, hi. Generally not a fan of religious people.
I think she thinks she's in charge. That is most amusing.
You probably know Bally. Do you know Bally?
I don't think we've met before.
Probably not.
We have not met puny halfling.
No, I tend to spend most of my time in the ship's rope stores. If you don't notice me, my work has been done.
So your work is pointless. Understood.
That's how I
Bathliel,
generally
sorry
prefer
about that.
servants.
That's a thing that's sort of happening. People disappear and appear.
Balthiel is sat in his chair, and he is staring at Sanguine.
Hello. Who are you? Who is he?
Let me introduce Bathliel. There's this. So, do you know the caldera that we were on?
I looked off. I got back to the ship and decided to have a quick wander. Was then quickly realized that people think I'm rather terrifying. So went back to the ship and we're on an island, yes?
Yes, yeah. So you know above the island, there's that big cloud.
No, I didn't look up. Why would I look up?
We're in a city on a cloud. There's these three. There's a triumvirate. There's three people in charge.
Three, okay.
Oh, dear.
Right, good.
One of them has been murdered, and we're trying to find out why
good.
and by who.
Murder in a group of good. Murder is good, so it's a good start.
At least there's no mud in the clouds.
That is true. Yes.
No mud in the clouds.
Bathliel was.
Okay.
Bathliel was a friend of the person who was murdered, so he might have important information for us.
Who killed him? Do you know?
Roll an intimidation check.
Easy, Sanguine.
That's a 13. Ah.
He looks at you. He clocks you. His eyes are these tiny black pupils, and then they are just red, glowing orbs behind them. He looks you in the eye for a long period of time, an uncomfortably long period of time. Everyone else feels as if they've been ignored. And he says,
bow my head slightly in
and he
deference.
says, no.
I believe him. Let's go find the person who did it. This is easy. Let's ask every single person who did it, and the person will eventually be found out. This is not difficult.
Oh dear.
So I've already been stabbed once. So I feel like
Good. We should all taste the blood before we die. Look, it's important that we all feel that we're part of this.
We've already been to the deceased's lodgings and not had much success there. Now, I understand that the body was brought back to where we find ourselves now. I know this must be a sensitive topic, but may we go and examine him?
The body has been placed into the crypt. You may make your way there, if you wish, but my mind has been rather off the day-to-day running of the crypt and the school for the last 10 days. Be wary.
Oh dear.
I haven't necessarily been keeping it clean.
I am not concerned. Let us go to the crypt.
Great.
If there was a day I wished I wasn't a cleric, it's
Oh, you are a cleric. This is good. If there are undead in the crypt, he can deal with them.
oh dear.
Would he know that?
Yes, he's a demon. He knows about good and evil.
He is
all
also,
he knows about.
He is also an idiot.
He's also a moron. Very true.
It's a good job my faith is completely unwavering, isn't it?
Well, I think that with
Yes.
Okay.
I think with so much still to learn about this situation, I think we've got no choice but to see if there's any evidence on the body.
I agree with him, unfortunately.
We do know that Brother Fenlon was poisoned. And also, I was attacked with a poisoned dagger. And I find...
Why are we still discussing this? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm saying this as we're walking.
Ah.
Bathleel, you'll lead us, won't you?
I have many important things to deal with in my office. I am the head of a school, after all.
Could you get that Foxy undergrad? Not Foxy as in
Hello.
Foxy as in sexy. I mean Foxy as in he's literally like a fox.
He's a very, very...
I did not follow that.
sickly-
I just heard Foxy.
I will ask Sick Tree to look after you.
Secretary.
Sick Tree. His name is Sick. Okay.
I'm sorry. Sanguine. You had an hour to come up with that one. I had 2 seconds. I think I did pretty well, thank you.
I agree.
Is that the contraction on the full name?
It's Sick Tree stands alone in the middle of a glade.
Oh. Top-notch GMing.
Don't test me. Not today, Leo, not today. He says, yes, Sick Tree will. If you explain, I'm sure he'll be happy to show you towards the crypt. It's just, the entrance is just inside the graveyard. He sort of gestures out of the small window, and you saw the graveyard as you walked towards it. So you know where it is.
I have walked out to find Sick Tree.
At the bottom of the stairs, you find a small, dark-furred, red, sort of reddish around the eyes, sickly, pale, young Vosu. Roll me insight. Not you, because you've literally only just appeared in this world. So
That's right, my insight score is hilarious. So
Elias can roll as well, insight as well.
Nat 20.
Nat 20, another useful use of your natural 20.
16.
You both.
Oh, wait, hang on.
You all recognise, or certainly you recognise, that this particular Vosu is known as, there are subspecies, they're known as the Volca. They are outcasts quite often from their own communities. They do seem to all have some kind of latent magical power. Yeah. So this is.
Are you sick, tree?
That's me.
Will you take us to Brother Fenton's body, please?
Into the crypt.
Yes.
Yes, you heard. They're into the
Chop,
crypt,
chop.
man. Come on.
Is that? Sure. And he sort of trudges
This
off
close.
slowly,
we
like
got-
dragging his feet in the ground.
Hurry up!
We got Bathiel talking, so we're doing what you want.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Has he cheered up a bit?
Yeah.
By cheered up, I mean, is he seething with anger and rage at life and the disgusting habits of the living?
He
seemed
was a
pretty
little
chipped
bit.
to me.
Please tell me we're walking and talking.
Yes.
Walking slowly, dragging his feet. He brings you across. You cross the roadway outside the building, and you cross into the graveyard. Ahead of you, you see standing a large mausoleum doorway, and he sort of gestures across and says, "That's where the entrance is. Down the stairs. There's a few rooms to go through, but the body should be in there. I've not been in there.
Thank you.
Not high enough."
Since when did servants become this useless?
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah, under my breath. I say it to
I'm
him.
already going towards the door. Bom, 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 bom.
Great.
Bottom.
Will you figure out what poison kills them when we get in?
Excuse me. I'm sure I can do that, yeah.
You make your way up to the door. He unlocks it for you. He pushes the doors open, and you see in front of you a large 10-foot corridor, 10-foot wide corridor, 20 feet high, sconces down the side of it, and there is a moment of, and they light up, and it's darkness goes down beneath.
I go down the corridor. Where is this body?
Roll perception.
That's something I'm really good at. I'm lying, it's not. That's a critical failure.
Just so impatient.
You storm into this room. You do not see
Anything at all.
anything
apparently.
anything in this room at all. It's about 30 foot long, 20 foot wide. There are stone tablets on the walls and sort of what looks like bricked up areas. As it looks a little bit like an old-fashioned crypt. You know, this is where people inter bodies and things like that.
I won't do it, but I start shouting, "Where is the body? Where is it? I can't see anything!" At the top of my lungs.
Everyone enters into combat.
Yay!
Good.
I need everyone's dexterity saving. Dexterity scores, please.
18?
18.
Dexterity's
14.
9.
9. Wow.
I've got a bad leg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't seem to
It's all right. We're now doing the exciting thing of working out someone's hit points. Working out someone's hit points. Nah, that's cool. So that's add another 5 on top of that, plus your constitution 7, so that's blah blah blah. You now have 73 hit points and an armor class of 20. What are you wearing?
It's really
Everything.
thick wool.
I think it's meant to be plate armor. And a shield.
Okay.
Maybe you're wearing
Well,
it
I've got
under the wool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that
It's-
kind of
it's a
noble
robe.
wool
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
functions like plate armor because it's so sturdy.
It's like family armour. But I wear the robe over the top because the churchy people, they weren't very happy about me flashing my wealth.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's wearing gold under his thing, under his shirt.
Gets me into certain bars.
Okay. Can I have a party order, please? I need to know you're first in the room, aren't you?
Yes.
I would definitely have made sure I'm somewhere in the middle.
I haven't even bothered. I know a lot about going into strange dark rooms and have just hung out at the doorway.
I have ducked into a corner in the deepest bit of the shadows.
So it's just Sanguine in the middle of the room and me stood close behind him.
Correct. And no one was surprised.
That's right. I just don't. I thought I had stat blocks for these things already printed off, but I do not. So I'm just quickly putting them all together.
Quite all right.
It was a little quicker into combat than I was expecting.
So, at this point, I'm shouting at you, saying, we were here for a body. Where's this damn body? I can't see any bodies.
I duck into the shadows. He looks like he can handle himself, and I'm not getting involved.
That is a misnomer. I cannot handle myself.
Anticipating what's to come, I start fumbling for my holy icon. It's on my neck somewhere, in my robes.
It's funny for my holy icon of euphemism.
Sanguine, you feel yourself. You're stood in the middle of the room, and then
Yes.
suddenly you feel yourself being attacked.
Excellent, but what am I being attacked by?
Roll a perception check.
That is a 17.
You do not know.
As in, what's the effect of the attack on me?
You are being slammed by force in the air and energy around you.
This is not a problem.
Oh, Jesus. This is much more difficult when you don't have the book in front of you.
What book do you need?
The MM.
Do we have one?
No, it's in the house. First attack is a 24.
That hits.
Second one is only a 13.
Does not hit.
2d6 plus 3. You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Not concerned. Boom.
As you take
Something just hit me.
As you take that damage, you see from the corners of the rooms, where before you thought they were sort of just jars, there's small piles and heaps of bones, and they start to...
Oh, no.
As 6 skeletons appear in the room. It's actually 1, 9, 3, so I'm just going to have to keep jumping between them, just making a few notes as I do so. That would be its turn. So, we jump to the next in the order, which would be either Bali or Aya. Decide amongst the two of you who would like to go first.
I'm gonna... What's the closest skeleton to me? How far?
You're still in the edge of the room, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm hiding in the doorway.
So the ones that you can see are at the far end of the room.
Uh-huh.
You get the sense that there might be some, like here,
Okay.
from what you heard in the room. But yeah, there's sort of nothing in this room is more than 30 feet away from.
Okay, great. So I'm just gonna go for the one closest to me with my short bow.
Cool.
Oh no, 11.
Against a skeleton.
Yeah.
1 second. Sorry, this is not particularly exciting to watch me.
Leo, is your laptop around?
Yes.
Can we borrow it?
Yes.
Thank you. 2 seconds.
Sure. 11, you say?
Yeah.
Hit. Does not hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
All right. So I'm crouched in the corner. Same distance applies, or is there anything closer?
Same distance. Same distance.
All right. Well, I'm going to go for the same. Short bow, aiming for one of the skeleton's heads.
Wonderful. Roll your attack, please.
23.
Hits.
Okay.
And it's sneak attack, so basically you want 66. Yeah. So roll this 3 times. Yeah. Yeah. And again.
There's, I think, a skeleton. Probably a skeleton.
And one more.
I've made notes of what pages they're on now, so in theory it shouldn't take too long to just jump between them. But it's on page 200.
29 points of damage.
29 points of damage.
Yeah.
One of the skeletons is hit by your arrow. Please describe to me what happens.
Right, so we don't see the arrow because it's so dark, but you hear it in the echo.
Yeah, nice.
Fluttering through the air. And then it cracks right through the skull just above the eye socket. You can hear the bones shatter and the sound bounce off the walls.
And as you hear and see those things, you watch as the head crumbles and the skeleton drops.
Good
One
start.
down.
Good start.
That would then bring us to Sanguine's turn.
So something just hit me, did it?
Yes.
Cool. I turn around. What do I see in front of me?
You turn around and you see Elias in front of you, as he was stood right behind you. You were attacked from in front.
Oh, sorry, I turned around again.
I'm screaming like a little girl.
Excellent. 10 feet ahead of me, I gesture out and go, "That was a foolish idea." And cast Flame Strike 10 feet ahead of me, so I'm right on the edge of it, so it won't affect me. It won't affect anything in a 10-foot radius from 10 foot ahead of me.
Okay, yep. You do that.
It's a dexterity saving throw, please.
Non-natural 20.
Right, so you only take... Is that just one creature? Is the 10-foot radius doesn't affect any of the skeletons or anything like that?
The skeletons also, yes, a couple of them will... It's a 10-foot radius, you say?
10-foot radius.
Yeah, one of them will be affected by that.
Okay. Trying to roll, I'm doing a minute.
Which it rolls a critical success on.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's 11 halved, so 5 points of fire damage and 11 halved again, so it's 5 points of radiant damage, which against undead would be double.
Yes.
So back up to 11.
Yeah. So it takes 11 points of radiant damage and 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Fire damage, sorry. And this one of the skeletons drops. That one would take 16 points of damage as well.
Do I see what I've hit? Maybe outlined in the flame?
Sort of, yeah. You you get a sense of a vague outline, which is really difficult to see, and it's there is it's sort of airy, large, and angry.
Ghost!
I don't think it is a ghost. In character, that's a ghost.
Yes. That would make it the skeleton's turn. 4 skeletons that are still standing. They are all going to turn and come towards. You two are in the centre of the room, so 2 of them are going to go for Sanguine, 2 of them are going to go for Elias. They are going to attack you with their short swords. So I'm going to roll all 4 at the same time. The 2 black ones are going against Sanguine, the 2 blue ones are going against Elias. Elias, 17s.
No.
Sanguine, a 22 and a 23.
They both hit.
They clang off my robe mysterious.
You take 6, 8, 7, 15 points of piercing damage as the 2 short swords from the skeletons.
Can one of the skeletons make a dexterity saving throw, please?
13.
2d10 fire damage from a hellish rebuke.
That's 10 points of fire damage to the skeleton in response.
Cool.
As one sword hits me, the skeleton goes on fire. This is a warning.
It takes the damage. It looks pretty beat up and hurt by it, but it is still standing.
No problem.
At this point, you become aware of another creature entering into the room. From the doorway beyond, you hear a low, miserable wail.
In character, I have no idea what this is.
Unfortunately, I do.
Appearing through the doorway at the far end of the room, you see a horrific-looking, spectral, ghostly figure, partly here, partly not there. Looks awfully unhappy.
Ghost!
Everybody needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Unnat 20.
4. Is that a 4 or a...
That's a 4, yes.
Oh, but that's a 4.
Yeah, they're both 4s.
Oh.
Oh, is that a 9?
Is that
That's a 9.
It's a 9.
Good grief.
Oh, well, I rolled a 19 plus 9, so that's whatever. that is.
16.
Possible to get through. So miserable. Just like, what the fuck?
Everyone
you've
apart
got
from
problems?
Bally succeeds their saving throw. Bally, you are frightened. For the next minute, you have disadvantage on any ability checks and attack rolls, and you cannot willingly move closer to it. Which, given that you are on the edge of the room, could be awkward.
Is it coming through the door that we're in?
No, it's coming through the door to the other side of the room. At the end of your turn, you can repeat your saving throw, and if you succeed, then you are immune to it. Everyone else, you are now immune to the horrifying visage in front of you. That is its action. That seems like a silly action, but he's going to stick with it. That is its action. It's moved into the room, and that brings us to the end of the round. That makes it Elias's turn, finally.
Okay. Destroy Undead is just part of my turn undead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about the same thing. If you
So
channel divinity,
yeah.
you can do all of that.
So I shall lift up my my little brass sun, and I shall try to turn undead and hopefully destroy a couple of them.
Okay.
Hang on. CR1. How many below CR1?
There are 4 skeletons, all of which are below CR1.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Explain to me how your turn undead spell occurs.
I hold up my icon and I mutter a prayer to Rodan through sort of hysterical, nervous whimpers, and it maybe glows faintly. And then, yeah.
There is this powerful light emanates out of your coin, and the 4 skeletons in the room around you drop, skittering bones across it.
Excellent!
I really didn't think that was going to work.
The other
Oh.
wisdom saving throws from any other undead.
Yeah.
That brings us back to the top of the round.
Hang on, do the other undead not make wisdom saving throws?
I don't know, mate.
No, they do on a turn undead.
Turn undead, yeah. And they must make a wisdom saving throw.
Or
If
run
they
away.
fail, they must run away from the caster for 1 minute or until they take damage.
Wisdom saving throws. 18. $16.
What's
your spell DC?
It's a 16, I believe.
They both succeed
Oh,
then.
17.
Oh, it's a 17, I'm sorry.
One of them succeeds. The wailing, miserable creature in the doorway in front of you succeeds. The thing that you probably aren't even aware of at the moment, apart from maybe like a vague
Smell.
sort of sense in the fire that leapt up in front of you. Yeah, it disengages and it moves away from you. How far away does it need to move as part of its...
Full movement.
It just says run away from the caster for 1 minute.
Okay.
Full movement on their turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
It disappears off. You assume. You can't see it. That makes it Aya's go.
So there's 4 skeletons.
All gone.
All of them are gone.
All dead.
They're all dead.
The other thing is the runaway. There's just this ghost thing.
The ghosty whaley thing.
Thank you, religious person.
Right. She's very hard to change her mind. What does it look like?
Thing in front of you.
Yeah.
It looks like. I mean, it looks horrible. It's really not pleasant to look at. If you were going to guess, you would assume that it maybe once upon a time it was some kind of humanoid, but now it's mostly sort of made of ethereal wisps of smoke and anguish.
Okay.
Its face is torn and ripped, and as you see it, you see sort of scratch marks and deep gouts of injury across what flesh there is. It's not really flesh though. There is a real ghostly sense to it, but it's scarier than that. Scarier than just a ghost.
Very out of my depth. I have no idea what this thing is.
Kill it.
How?
Shoot it with things.
I guess I'll aim at it with my short
Hit
bow.
it with a sharp thing. I don't know.
Fire at it with your short bow.
Yeah. 9.
9 to hit.
Yeah.
Does not hit, I'm afraid. Your short bow arrow flickers off the wall nearby. Bally, unless you want to do anything else.
Stay hiding.
No, good idea. Bally, it is your turn.
So I'm trembling there in fear.
You are trembling in fear.
So
You will not be able to move towards it, and any attack that you have against it would be at disadvantage.
okay. I'm still going to lift up my short bow, try and fire it to see if it has any effect.
Okay, roll an attack at disadvantage. Roll 2d20 and take the lower roll.
16.
That's a disadvantage.
No, I rolled an 8, but
+8.
+8. Yeah. That hits.
cool.
Nice.
That doesn't count anymore. 7.
7 points of damage. Yeah, hits. You can now remake your wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 10. Hang on. No, 10 plus 11.
You are still frightened by it. Even though you've hit it, yeah, it's worrying to you. Sanguine, your turn.
I am going to reach out with my hand and I would say something pithy. This is what he's actually saying. But I don't know many pithy things, so die! And I shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay, roll attack, please.
+8 to hit.
Oh, for God's sake. Those were both 11s.
11s.
Aye, they were both 11s.
You just miss.
They both go streaking out, hit the wall next to it, and I go, ha! See? Damn.
Thank you. That makes it its turn. It stands in the doorway and it wails. A mournful wail. Everybody within 30 feet, that's everybody, must make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, balls.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
14.
12.
12.
13?
Sanguine and Elias, you succeed.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
You take 10 points of psychic. Oh no, that's a misfire dice. 12 points of psychic damage. And as you hear this wail, Aya and Bali, you hear this awful, echoing, incessant, pounding wail within the sides of your skulls. It won't stop. You both drop to 0 hit points and you fall prone on the ground.
Happened to me last time.
Elias, it's
You
your
are a
turn.
healer. Heal things.
Thank God we've got a healer here.
Or should I? Awfully rude.
Can I backhand him with the phrase "or should I"?
I don't say that loud. I'm just saying
It's out of turn. Okay, fine.
Probably this one, right? Would that do both, right?
Yeah, do everyone.
Yeah. Mass cure wounds.
Oh,
I
thank
don't know
you.
how to.
I'm supposed to be coming in a few days, and I really like my character.
Mass cure wounds.
How
Where's
do
the
we do it?
spell?
Oh, here you go.
It's 3d8, I believe, to start there.
Yeah. 12.
What's your modifier?
Where are we?
+5.
17. Everyone within 30 feet who you choose gets 17 hit points returned to them.
Is
So-
that each? Or between?
Yeah, 17 each.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So that's a spell.
17 hit
So
points.
you
17
regain any hit points that you've lost as well, and both of you back up to 17. You are both prone on the ground at this point, though.
Just made you awake, conscious of your pain.
Conscious of your impending doom.
Aya, it will be your go.
I really dislike what is happening right now. I really dislikes what's happening right now.
Died and came back to life.
To be perfectly honest, I think Aya would disengage and run away.
Okay. I mean, you're not engaged in combat with it, so
Oh,
you
okay.
could just run away.
Okay, I'm just gonna run away.
Aya stands up. You use half your movement to stand up, and then the rest of your movement, sort of 15 feet or so, you make your way back up the stairway, back towards the door, out to the graveyard. Bali, you see Aya stand and peg it. What do you do?
I think you know, I know a knotty situation when I see one.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I've got to follow suit. I think I need to flee.
So you also stand and you follow and you flee alongside Aya.
That's gratitude for you.
Sanguine, it is your turn.
I am violently angry.
Uh-huh.
As you know, I haven't seen them. I don't even know this has happened. I'm still looking at it.
Yeah.
And therefore, I do the next best thing, which is try again. 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Okay, roll attack.
Come on, it's a +8 to hit. Oh, for God's sake.
Critical fail.
That one hit. One missed, one hit, finally.
One of them super missed.
Correct, one of them super missed. But my Eldritch Blast gets a ton of different add-ons because invocations. Hang on, I'm just going to check what those are. Apologies for the slowness. Right, so I have my charisma modifier. Its range is 300 feet, and I can push it 10 feet away.
Uh-huh.
I'm pushing it 10 feet away, and I'm adding my charisma modifier to the attack roll on this. It's 1d10 plus 4. That's 14 points of damage, and it gets pushed back 10 feet. Arrgh! Missed one.
Cool. That is the end of your go. You see it moves back through the doorway, and then it shifts off to the side and out of sight.
I follow after it.
As you walk into the next room, you see in front of you, laying out on a large stone table, a body, hairy, laid wearing the thing that goes around your neck and hangs down over the front of you. I don't know what they're called. Kind of
Scarf?
like a scarf, but like more important and religious-y.
Like prayer scarf. Sort of
Like
thing,
a
right?
prayer scarf, yeah, kind of that kind of thing. It's covered in magical runes and arcana iconic symbols, and roll perception. Or roll perception.
Happy roll perception. It's a 4.
It's dead.
Stole.
A stool.
It's a
There we
stool.
are.
I believe this is the body we are looking for. That is all I know about this entire situation.
Elias, it would be your turn.
So I'm still in the other room, right?
Yes.
Come over here, brother. The body is here.
Yeah, I'm going to follow him. Follow his hollering.
You move into the room. In front of you, you see a Eriac lying in state, surrounded by small candles. Roll perception for me.
15 plus... it's 20.
Ooh.
The room is quiet and empty. Where once you were in combat, you now realize, for now, you are alone with only your devil and the dead body of one of the grand magesses of the triumvirate
Where did it go?
lying in front of you.
I start walking around the walls, sort of
relief.
not punching the walls, like sort of tapping the walls, going,
Is one of these walls fake?
start walking around the entire chamber.
Roll an investigation check.
All these intelligence-based scores.
Sanguine, I think we're right.
That's a 2. I'm going to change this dice.
Just stone and brickwork and runes and symbols, but no magic, nothing magical.
Sanguine, stop rubbing the walls and come and help.
I continue to rub the walls while I go and replace this dice that I do no longer trust.
I'm gonna have a look at this body and see what there is to be seen.
Roll investigation check.
That's 2.
Thank you.
5.
It appears to have been lying here for
He's dead.
maybe a week. It is dead. The eyes are covered in these silver coins. And other than that, there is not a huge amount that you can glean from this body at this point in time.
Okay.
It is very dead. At that point, I'm going to bring this hour to a close. Thank you very much. Hand back over to Chloe.
When I look up and go, he's dead. Cut to black. He's dead, Chip.
So, for the pedants among us, that is 125 hours. Thank you very much for watching, and to all our players. We are live streaming this at twitch.tv/adventureswanted. We are live tweeting it at adventureswanted50. You can come back, see where the adventure goes, buy yourself a player ticket and come and play. I'm just going to throw to the guys on the table who have things to plug.
I'm doing 2 things. Agony Uncles of Science. We're real scientists who solve all your problems with science, often terribly. We are at Barbados every day at 9:15, and it's totally free. I'm also doing the Vagina Museum's first ever art exhibition at Woodland Creatures on Leith Walk, again free. We're doing a comedy night tomorrow at 6 p.m. and a poetry night tomorrow at 6 p.m. and a comedy night on the 22nd. I've left flyers over there if you would like them.
Thank you. I'm doing a one-man show about Thomas Paine, the 18th century radical. It's called A Common Man, or The Bridge That Tom Built. It's at Sea Royale every night, 7:30. Not tomorrow, though. I have a day off tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. But yeah, if you fancy it, come along. It's funny and historical, political, all that jazz. Yeah. Me in tights and a wig. What's not to like?
Well, that.
Only if you get close enough to smell the wig, then you'll be fine.
Or see the tights.
Or see the tights.
Plug anything?
Yeah. Okay. I'm a freelance theatre PR. I work on a lot of stuff. So I'm going to pick the one that's on at Sweet Grass Market, which is on at 6:30. It's called Not Lady Chatterley's Lover. It is Lady Chatterley's Lover. It's a comic retelling of Lady Chatterley's Lover. So there's a great bit where they wear skin suits and have balloons in all the right places and run through the fields naked and start popping each other's balloons. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Go see. Hilarious. 6:30. Sweet Grass Market.
Thank you. We now have to do a quick turnaround for the other show to get into the afternoon. But thank you very much, and thank you to the stream for watching.
Hello, babe.
And we will be back in 2 hours' time.
They can see you, Dom. They can see you right now. All of them are looking right in your